Hello YouTube, this is Kaito JR here, and I'm here to do another Ajin discussion video, this time discussing about Kei Nagai's childhood and how he grew up and how he interacted with other characters around the time where he was just growing up at the Iruma city around the Saitama prefecture. Because yeah, just think of Saitama prefecture as like some sort of state, and Iruma city is just like a city within that state. Just I don't know if it's like the capital of Saitama prefecture. I think I have to look that up a little bit afterwards. But yes, Iruma city is within Saitama prefecture, and that is where Kei Nagai was born and was raised until he got hit by a truck and was revealed to the public that he was the third Ajin publicly discovered in Japan. Yeah, the third one. And he had to just call Kaito, put him in danger, and had him to help him escape from Iruma City, from the rest of the police officers, everyone, or thugs, whoever, just anyone who was trying to capture Kei. Yeah, but that is what he did afterwards. And then yeah, that's where his life changed afterwards. After that, where he was really revealed to be an Ajin. I believe that Kei, he probably knew throughout his entire childhood, like after he was burying his dog with his little sister Eriko, when he saw his black ghost. He even told Eriko that, Eriko, run, it's a ghost. But then Eriko, she didn't see anything. We saw this in the anime and in the manga as well, how Eriko was really confused. She told this to Izumi when Izumi was asking her questions about her older brother in the hospital. And you see, Izumi, she was just curious. She just wanted to know for sure, like, what, like, I mean, just one weird thing about Kei that Eriko could have seen. But Eriko, she was really, like, aggravated. She didn't want nothing to do with her brother at all. I mean, she didn't really like her brother, even at, like, a very young age. She didn't really appreciate what, like, her older brother has done, especially to Kaito. I mean, like, just because like Ritsu found out that Kaito's like father was a criminal. I mean, we don't know anything about Kaito's father at all, other than the fact that like he was a criminal, and that Ritsu did not like, she didn't like that at all. She didn't like the idea of Kei hanging out with Kaito, like the son of a criminal. So she told Kaito, she told Kei about Kaito, about this little information that she found, and that she didn't want Kei to hang around with that boy anymore, that juvenile delinquent. I mean, which he is a juvenile delinquent. He does act like one too. I mean, we saw this in like chapter, was it 69? Yeah, chapter 69 was all about Kaito. Just that was like his chapter right there. We got his backstory. How yes, he was a juvenile delinquent. We saw him cause trouble a bit. He wasn't that bad of a juvenile delinquent. I mean, there are others worse than him, but he was still a delinquent, and I guess his mother kind of saw this, and yeah, and like I said, found out that his father was a criminal, and yeah, she didn't want Kei to hang around with him, because even back then, Kei, he wanted to become a doctor so he can help to cure diseases that don't have a cure yet. Even with Eriko, because Eriko, she has some sort of disease that we still don't know what it is. I mean, I have no idea why this disease hasn't been revealed to us. Like, Kei, for some reason, never said, like, what kind of disease Eriko has. She's just on her bed, and that's it. We don't see, like, what's her problem at all. I mean, does she have, like, cancer or something? Some other disease? I don't know. But yeah, Kei, he works very hard, and Ritsu does care about Kei's dream as well. He does want Kei to become a doctor. I mean, like, Kei, interestingly enough, his father was a doctor, and now Kei wants to become a doctor just like him. So is he just following in his footsteps, or what? I mean, Kei, he has his own reasons on why he wants to become a doctor. It's not just so he can copy his father, just be like in his shadows. I mean, we don't really even see his father at all throughout the entire series of Ajin Demi. Like, we don't see him ever. We never see him once in the manga. Yeah, we see him get mentioned. We see like Kei got disappointed on him because he like sacrificed his job just for this one patient. I guess like he paid for this liver or some sort of organ from this black market so he can get it for his patient to save his life. But then I guess he was caught. He was found out by doing this, and then he was sent to prison maybe. Or I don't know, maybe something happened to him, and then we don't see him after that. We don't see him mentioned after that. That's where the story ends for Kei Nagai's father, Ritsu Nagai's husband right there. She's still like that's like Ritsu Nagai's husband was a very emotional man, kind of similar to Eriko herself. But I guess that's the side that Ritsu fell in love with. That's what she said. But yeah, we don't see him at all for some reason. I don't know. We never see him. He never comes to like see Kei or Eriko, his two kids, at all. He's just elsewhere, and we don't see him at all. So, but yeah, I mean, Eriko, yeah, back to her. She doesn't really appreciate what her brother has done at all to Kaito at all. I mean, that's kind of the problem there with that. I mean, their relationship is really strained from after that. I mean, she didn't want anything to do with her brother at all. She's just aware that he only cares about becoming a doctor. He doesn't really care about his friendship with Kaito. He just got rid of it like it was nothing at all. Which of course Kaito was very hurt by that. I mean, we saw that in the flashback where Erika went to go see Kaito in the forest. I mean, they were both like really little, like small kids at this point in time, and Kaito was like crying all by himself in the woods, just upset. We saw this in the anime in season 1. Like, yeah, he was like kind of heartbroken there, because that was like Kai's only friend he had. He's only like actual friend. I don't know if he had friends with like anyone else after that, but maybe he did. I mean, he was a delinquent. I think like he was part of his own little group with other delinquents. And then, I mean, we saw this in chapter 69. He was doing some other stuff like knocking people's like bikes down. I think that was by accident though. I didn't think he really meant to do that, but. Whatever. I mean, he was still doing his like flying, like, his fancy flying kicks, like we saw in episode 1 of the Ajin Demi-Human anime. We saw him using one of these flying kicks. Even like in chapter 1 of the manga, we saw him doing one of these flying kicks to knock out this police officer who caught Kei, and then helped Kei escape from Iruma City, from the grasp of the police officers, or any thugs that are trying to capture Kei for money. Which for some reason they think they're gonna get money. I mean. Ajins, they are priced on like a really ridiculous amount. I think I don't know. I don't remember exactly what, but it's probably worth it for them to try and go and capture an Ajin, because they see like the bounty for capturing one. It's like a lot of yen, and they want to capture it. Capture this Ajin, no matter like the cost at all, just putting their own lives in danger. Yeah, because it's really worth it. Because why wouldn't they? I mean, you get so much yen from like capturing Kei, so they would do that. However, Kaito has no interest in the money whatsoever. Even Tosaki notices, like, okay, maybe like the person with the Ajin, with like Kei Nagai, will just like, I guess, capture him himself and bring him to us. Then yeah, we'll have him. But I mean, Izumi kind of had her doubts. Like maybe the person who is helping Kei won't really do that at all. Maybe he just truly just wants to protect Kei Nagai, like his Ajin friend. But yeah, Tosaki doesn't really buy this at all. He doesn't really think that like there are humans out there who actually would care about Ajins at all. So. Interesting thing there to note about. But yeah, I mean, Kaito, he does truly care about Kei. I mean, we know, and with Kei, he does care about Kaito to some sort of extent. I mean, he would go and save Kaito if it need be, and he does like mention him a lot, especially since like he like when he was captured by these humans, when Sato like put him inside this lab to test him so he can foster hatred towards humans with Kei. Yeah, Kei, he didn't want to kill these scientist guys at all, these researcher guys. I mean, even Tanaka was telling him to do it. Like, why didn't you kill these guys? I mean, they've been torturing you for like the past few days or weeks, whatever, how long it was in here. Why didn't you kill them? Because like Kaito, he will probably like not like that at all. He'll probably be mad at me if I went and kill these humans. I don't know how he would find out, but maybe you find out in the news that I have killed some of these researchers. He might trace it back to like I might have done it. He might get mad at me for doing this, for killing other humans like him. Yeah, he might get mad at me for doing that, and of course that's his case where he just told to Tanaka inside of his head. And yeah, so there you go, right there. Like that's one reason that shows like Kei, he does care about and respect Kaito a lot, and his opinions on what he thinks about Kei. Yeah, those two of them were really great friends, but Kei, he had to focus on his doctoring. Yeah, he had to focus on his doctor work. Kaito was in the way. Even Ritsu herself says this, like Kei's mother, that yeah, you need to abandon your friendship with Kaito. Yeah, Eriko did not like that at all. That was really cold of Kei to just like not care about Kaito's feelings at all, just leave him behind. And just act like a complete jerk towards Kaito just afterwards. It's just not like like I guess maybe Kaito tried to call Kei for like some time, 2 times, but yeah, it didn't really work very well because Kei, he probably never even answers his calls at all until like that moment when he really truly needed Kaito the most, and he went to call him to help him escape from Iruma City because he was found out that he was an Ajin, which like, it's funny enough, like you would think Kaito would be the Ajin because he's the one who's actually different from most other people. And Kei, he's not really that. He's kind of normal for like a protagonist for his own manga. Yeah, he's way too normal, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say he's normal. I mean, he's still a really weird character because of the way he acts like towards others. I mean, he's not like your typical shonen protagonist. This is a seinen manga. He acts very coldly towards other characters. He only cares about himself. He's really selfish. He's very logical as well. He's not like brash like Ko Nakano is. He beats him very much later on after like the first chapter. Yeah, like he never met Ko at all. He's only known like Kaito, Eriko, his mother, And that's it. Just some other like students in his class, like Watanabe, and maybe other characters as well. I don't really remember the names, but yeah, he's known some other ones, and yeah, and let's see anything else. Yeah, Kei, of course, he goes to school. He always gets high grades in school. Like he never really fails any classes because he's just too freaking smart. He knows like almost. Okay, I wouldn't think he knows everything. He only knows the field he studies the most, like being a doctor, just like knowing tons of like medical stuff, like cigarettes, like they're like the end chromosomes to your yeah the end users to your chromosomes. He told us to Ikuya during his time during his time at the Tosaki's like hideout place where he was hiding because he was on Sato's kill list and he was hiding out there. He told that to Ikuya, yeah, that because Ikuya is like a smoker. He said that to him and many other stuff like that. Like really like smart things that like Kei just says to characters because like, it just shows how much he knows, how much he was like really serious about like studying to become a doctor, training very hardly. I think he even did some homework for some of his like fellow classmates. Yeah, so his classmates probably like abused him a lot. Bro, I mean, can you imagine your classmates just making you do their homework all the time? And then, yeah, you're very smart, so not really that much of an issue, but they're really lazy. They don't even do it themselves at all. Once Kei got hit by that car, yeah, they just wear that. Damn it, sucks. Now, with Kei being gone now, no one's gonna do our homework. What are we gonna do? Then they start laughing. yeah, that's funny. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's the thing there. I think that's really like the only problem they have with Kei. Just willing to be an Ajin, now he's on the run. He can't do their homework for them anymore. Yeah, that's a problem there. But yeah, I mean, Kei, he is, like I said, very logical, cold, doesn't care about others at all, unless it like serves him a purpose to care about them. Just like how he saved that researcher from when he was like escaping from that facility where Sato saved him. Yeah, he dropped him off because I guess he was like an ally to Ajin. He actually cares about him. He cared enough about Kei to even help him at all. So yeah, I guess Kei found him very useful. So he did kind of try to help him out. But yeah, that's kind of it for the most part. He didn't actually truly genuinely care about him at all. He really didn't. So I mean, even Ko mentioned this, like, why'd you take that researcher then if you don't care about anyone? I was like, because he just served a purpose, that's all. Once he served a purpose, that he was just done. Like, yeah, that's Kei being very cold and logical, just like thinking like that. I mean, it is good to be logical, but if you act that way during in school time, like, yeah, you're probably not going to make a lot of friends. A lot of people aren't going to like you because most people there aren't very logical like themselves. I mean, that's kind of like Kei has like the mind of like some sort of military person, like someone in the military thinks very logically. It's very cold. I mean, probably not in the Marines because they wouldn't leave their comrades behind. They would actually save them. I mean, Kei's probably like the type of character who would leave their comrade behind. They just worry about the mission first. That's probably what Kei would do because he's so cold and rational and logical. Like we would probably do that. He doesn't really put much like value into people's lives at all. It really doesn't. Maybe co-access to him if he does, but yeah, he says nope, I don't. And he just walks away. Yeah, so that's Kei right there. He was just like that throughout his entire childhood. I mean, he didn't really change that much. There wasn't really much development after that until he became he was revealed to be an Ajin because deep down, Kei, he knew that he was like a demi-human. I mean, he even acted up when like his teacher said like the word quarry, like these people will do anything to capture these Ajins. They're quarry. And he's like, quarry? What the hell? Like, yeah, because he's an Ajin, they would probably see him as that if he ever gets revealed to be like that. So yeah, that kind of freaks Kei out a lot. And Kei, like I said, like after that whole dog incident, and yeah, he was revealed. He knew that he was an Ajin deep down, and you see. Also, the other thing is that Kei, he has always been an Ajin ever since the day he was born because he first died when he was a newborn due to his lungs being, I guess, too small. He couldn't breathe very well, so he died from that. And then, yeah, he reset, and then, like the doctor called him like a miracle child. Like they didn't realize that he was a demi-human. If they did, they would probably just keep him under like government watch 24/7 until he grew up. Because I mean, I don't know if they really knew much about demi-humans. Maybe his like whole like autonomy would be a little bit different than humans. Maybe he wouldn't grow up he would probably grow up differently, but I don't know. I mean, he did grow up, and then they did find out eventually on their own that Kei wasn't Ajin, and then yeah, they planned to experiment on him, which they eventually did capture him, but then Sato, freed him again, and then, yeah, stuff like that happened after that with Sato and Kei. They both had their own feud with each other until eventually, currently in the manga, like Kei has finally defeated Sato, finally captured him. Sato's being like transported to somewhere else, and then maybe Kei can now finally return to his life, or maybe he's gonna have to, return to in hiding once again. I don't know where Tosaki's at right now, but yeah, we're gonna have to see that. It will happen eventually, next chapter. But yeah, I mean, that's Kei Nagai's childhood right there. Everybody, he just went to school. I mean, he was kind of a very normal kid who was very selfish, normal kid, really cared about himself, really rude to his other students. I mean, some of his fellow classmates did even said this as well. He's very blunt, rude, and he's very cold as well. Doesn't really have much friends at all. Kind of a typical loser type of kid. I mean, I can't really imagine he was good at sports at all. He's probably just like a really mental kid. Just relied on his mind, and for the most part, just his brains, and that's all. Yeah, he's mostly like just the brains. That's it. He's just like, he thinks about the plans. He thinks about like his homework. He just works very hardly. Just writing. He loves his textbooks, just looking at those, like getting, just studying, getting knowledge. That's what he likes to do. He just wants to be a doctor. That's it. He doesn't want to do any of this fighting nonsense. He doesn't want to do that. I mean, that's not his character at all. He was just forced into this situation. He didn't have any like say in it at all. He didn't want to be an Ajin. He just wants to be a normal kid. However, if he wasn't an Ajin, if he wasn't a demi-human, he would have never really survived that like car crash. It never existed at all. So he kind of had to be an Ajin in order to exist, because his lungs grew really small and he couldn't breathe through his own lungs, because when he was just an infant, he came out to, I guess, prematurely, and that kind of resulted in his organs not being large enough to be sustainable to keep air inside of him. So he had to die. But then he was a demi-human and reset, and he like that saved him. So he was like, I guess his organs were fixed after he reset. That's how that works. Because humans aren't naturally supposed to be like that, like having like prematurely, developed organs at all. But you see, the thing is, like Okuyama, like he was born, I guess, with like some sort of weak leg, and he couldn't walk. When he resets, he can't revert back to that. That's just how he naturally is. So, but like I don't know with Kei. I mean, with Kei, it's kind of weird. I mean, maybe I wouldn't think of it as like prematurely. Maybe like his organs did grow eventually, just that he did die, but then he reset because he was a demi-human, and eventually his organs grew, and then he was just saved eventually like that. And then yeah, that was good for him. He was able to have his own life. And then of course Erica was born after that, and yeah, like, somehow she got her disease. We don't know what it is. Like I just said in the beginning of the video, her disease is unknown. And let's see, anything else about Kei's childhood? No, I think that's all I just need to talk about with Kei. Everybody just, Kei was really aloof, logical, cold, like person. He doesn't really care about others at all. Is unsympathetic for the most part. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much all I need to talk about. He wants to be a doctor, but it kind of didn't work out very well. Yeah, that's all I need to talk about that. But yeah, just comment down in the comment section below if you have anything you want to say about Kei Nagai. Like, what do you think about him? What do you think about his childhood? Anything at all? Just comment down. But yeah, I mean, that's it for the video, everybody. Thanks for watching, and bye.